Hey, a very good evening to everybody out there. This is Eddie, and I like to make these videos about our market update for Margate in particular. So if you can take a moment, feel free to like, subscribe, or follow depending on where you're watching this. It's all about keeping everybody educated and aware of what the market is doing and how it affects you. So jumping straight into it, once again, remember that this information will be available to you in a downloadable link. You can go and download it yourself and explore it at your own leisure. And then, of course, if I can help in any way, my contact information is always here right at top. And you can feel free to call, text, email, or message me. I'd be more than happy to assist you, especially if you have any questions about looking to buy a home, sell a home, or rent a home. So just to remind you, the first section up here is about single-family homes. And then if you look a little further down, that section is about condos and townhomes right here. And then the brackets are broken down into what it would look like in 2017 compared to the 2018 number, the change, and then year-to-date, January to December 2017, January to December 2018, and then the change, the same down here. And then below this, we have some graphs that show the different scales in which it's the kind of the trends, I guess you could say. So jumping straight into it, with single-family homes, we pay attention to all the fields, but the ones I like to call a specific attention to is closed sales versus average sales price, pending, and new listings. So when you compare December of 2017 to the December of 2018, we can see obviously we had 40 down to 22, significant jump of 45%. Then we had the average sales price went up from 265 to 273, which was a 2.9% increase. Pending sales was 27 to 23, went down, and new listings 23 to 40. Now this is fascinating, isn't it? We see that more properties were being listed for sale in 2017 here in Margate, and fewer of them were being listed, and then we have more in 2018. However, in 2018, we had fewer homes sell, 22 as compared to the previous 40, with the average sales price of being higher, than 2017 versus 2018. The 2018 number is higher. Now, when we compare year to year, or year to date, January to December 2017, January to December to 2018, this is the change. We see once again, 406 to 364, fewer homes sold, single-family homes. We see 258 to 278, prices went up. We see 405 to 382, pending sales went down. New listings 501 to 557. So over the whole year, we did have an increase of new listings hitting the market. We did have an increase of the sales price. We've talked about this before, and I keep reiterating it over and over again, that we are seeing the upward climb, if you will, to a plateau and then to a dip of the single-family home market. And this shows us that fewer homes are selling, proof. They're selling, however, the homes that are selling for more, and a lot more people are entering the market. So what's this going to cause is, this is going to cause, I personally believe it's going to cause what I call a fight to the bottom. Meaning you're going to have a homeowner A price it for, let's say, $200,000, and then you're going to have homeowner B have a home price at $200,000, but now they're like, oh man, I need to sell my house, I want a buyer to come in, and then B will decrease their price, and A will decrease their price, B will decrease their price. It'll be a fight to the bottom, as I previously mentioned. Now, does that always happen? Not necessarily, but when we see a shift in the market, meaning inventory of homes on the market increases, and then we see it become like an overabundance of houses, it shifts from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Once it's a buyer's market, then the buyers can determine and will determine the values of properties. So although we've been seeing a climb, we could potentially be seeing a dip within the near future, because obviously people are going to start being a lot more competitive in pricing properties, because now more are on the market. Just a thought, single-family homes. So townhomes and condos, same thing we see here. Not as radical, and we've discussed this before. Condos and townhomes in Margate are not as affected by the dips, peaks and valleys of the real estate market as a whole. So that's something definitely to be conscious of. So we had closed sales 30 versus 29, slight dip. increase from 96 to 128, significant increase of 32% of the average sales price. Pending sales from 21 to 28, more pending sales, and new listings from 29 to 38. Once again, an increase, but not as radical increase as we saw in the single-family home category. Year to date, 265 versus 351. Once again, not a super radical, not super radical in any way, but there was a drop. We see pending sales 359 to 383, a slight increase, and new listings 480 to 503, a slight increase, and the average sales price from 96 to 110,000, slight increase. So we see here in the single family home, the jump is radical. I mean, 40 to 22, that's pretty significant. 23 to 40, that's a pretty crazy increase of properties hitting the market when you compare year to year. Now, when you look at condos, it is different, obviously. We can see that the gradual climb is a slower climb, so it means the plateau and the dip is going to be probably not felt as significantly. But once again, no one can predict the future, but hey, the numbers don't lie. So this is when you look over year. But when you scroll down, I love these maps, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see them more fully. I love these maps because of the mere fact they explain things very clearly. The orange line is Margate. The gray line is the greater Fort Lauderdale. Everything in greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade County. And we see here too. So it's an average, okay? And then this shows you, then 2008, we see the average right here of the overall. And then we see the gradual dip. And then here, obviously, we see Margate wasn't so drastic and then drips again. So there's two sorts of rises and plateaus from, it looks like, the 2010 mark to the 2011 mark. And then this gradual increase. So look at this. Remember, real estate has a tendency to have 10-year cycles. Okay? And we can see that, obviously, this drop to the bottom was a radical whoosh to the bottom. That's pretty significant. We're looking at the single-family home world, okay? So we have now 2008 numbers, and we look at current. I mean, this is pretty significant. It has exceeded the numbers in 2008. That being said, one can predict that we should see a plateau and then a gradual dip. Now, I'm hoping the dip is a lot more gradual than this very radical dip, but we don't know how radical that dip would be in any facet, so we have to be conscious of that. That's, of course, something that you want to be aware of if you're looking to sell a home and buy a home within the next, I would say, anywhere from 2 to 3 months. And then we see over here in the condo world, once again, Margate really hasn't been as radical or hasn't had these dips and peaks and valleys as the overall counties have. It has been a more gradual decline, kind of levels out for quite some time, and then the recovery is a lot slower. Once again, Margate has always been susceptible to the condos and townhomes being in this trend as opposed to being as bumpy as the single-family home market. So anyways, guys, this is my Margate market update on real estate, everything to do with real estate, this of December 2018. Please remember that these reports come out at the end of each month, so that's why we have all of December's numbers complete, and then at the end of at the end of February, we'll have January's numbers complete because everything has to be reconciled. So if I can ever help in any way, if you're looking to buy, sell, or rent, or if you have real estate questions, feel free to call, text right here. My email is right here as well. I'm always here to help in any way possible. I've been a professional realtor for about a little over 7 years, almost 8 years now, actually. And I'm always here to assist anyone and everyone in any way I possibly can. Feel free to check the link out so you can download this report on your own. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. All right. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and follow.